Hey, you crazy cats! 42's live streams and videos are simply not available on vinyl. You will have to go to the YouTubes for that. So if you want content about British traditions and culture, cutting edge social commentary from an unapologetically patriotic perspective, along with a side order of madness you simply will not find anywhere else, then this is the place for you. And to all those early adapters in the chat, don't forget to hit the notification bell. That's how you get the good stuff and make sure you never miss a tasty treat. So with that being said and done, squeeze yourself in. Let's get into it. You know you want to. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening. Please delete as applicable because the internet is worldwide and time zones are still a thing. Could I get a wee audio in the chat? And I'm going to start saying hello to a couple of people. Yes, what's my audio like? You all, loads of people in. Steve Cray's got a migraine. Ooh, hope that clears up for you, chum. It's a duck, quack quack, ugly truth. Rob D, Rill, October, Ragnar Orange Beer, Ulster Roller, what about you? Streaky Bacon, Sansom, great stream earlier on there with DJ. I was lurking and half down, but we're all good, sort of. The Earl of Stir. I'm going to presume MG is talking about me. Yes, don't want to do what he says. He's mad. Talking about my mental health, I had a consultation with the shrink, and he thinks I'm borderline schizophrenic, but I'm in two minds about all that. Right. Edmund's in. Linda Hunter, I'm from down under. Hope all's going well down there. Rory Herbert, good evening, sir. Sometime this year we will get that stream done about the stuff with your relatives and the troubles and stuff. We'll get around it. Rob D, evening, sir. If I say hello to anybody twice here, it's accidental. Yes, audio proper strong one. Excellent, thank you very much. James Hayworth, Keys to the Kingdom. Good crowd in here tonight. All the good people. Martin W. Paul. Streaky Bacon. October. Thank you, said hello to you. See this thinking and talking at the same time doesn't do me great. All seeing Otto. Yes, but we need Linda Hunter to give us a check on what type of shark she has in them beaches for the whole surfing thing. It's the way Frank tells him. Axel, what about you, chum? Right, yes. So what have we got? Going to do some stuff about the Hogmanay New Year celebrations and all that sort of stuff. You may or may not be. Oh, hold on. I'm going to have to address this. Multitasking is a fancy way of saying fucking up three things at the one time. So multitasking isn't the thing. Evening hashtag. Yes, as you may or may not be able to tell from my voice, I've been a little bit under the weather. There'd be a bit more muting than normal while I sort of cough and sneeze and splutter and stuff. So this one's probably going to be a short one. But since I didn't get the stream last week, it was Old Year's Night. Sansom and Bonnie Lab were done a sterling job holding the stream over the midnight hour and welcoming everybody to 2023. And I wasn't going to go after that. and so it didn't want to. I'm not, but I am going to get a video of someone singing it. Yes, I was. Emma G came down to see me the day, and it, well, she was very good to me, and she made me a lovely ham and cheese soda and all. But it can't be much fun for her because I was sort of moping about like a mopey abouty thing. It wasn't great. Every time I've seen footage of the Pope, he looks straight to me. Uh, but that's uh, so you have that. Yes, so I will find a bit of some Auld Lang Syne for us at some stage this evening. Uh, and with no further ado, I'm going to jump into. We'll start this with Hogmanay. Just getting this up. Right. Going to talk a little bit about Hogmanay, its origins, its history, and all that sort of stuff. And this is going to be coming to you from Historic UK. Right. I need to zoom this in a little bit. Zoom in twice. Yeah, so I will zoom in twice, and we'll go back to StreamYard, and we shall present it. Share screen. Chrome tab. History of Hogmanay. Sure. Here we go. Can you all see that now? We're looking good. Yes. Nice picture of Edinburgh Castle. The history of Hogmanay. It is believed that many of the traditional Hogmanay celebrations were originally brought to Scotland by the invading Vikings in the early 8th and 9th centuries. These Norsemen, or men from an even more northerly latitude in Scotland, paid particular attention to the arrival of the winter solstice, or the shortest day, and fully intended to celebrate its passing with some serious partying. In Shetland, where a Viking influence remains strongest, the new year is still called Yule's, delivering from the Scandinavian word for midwinter festival of Yule. Now, we'll have we'll have a genuine Viking in here. Exile. How much? Uh, how much do you know about this and the Hogmanay traditions coming from your country? I'm just checking through the comments here. Uh, well, when the Hunter, a pope died, but he wasn't the sitting pope because it seems that the previous pope had retired or some shit, and they had brought in another pope. So the pope who's actually doing the popely duties and throwing the bathwater about is he's still alive and kicking and splashing people. But the one who had been pope before him has now died, so he's getting the land state and all that sort of stuff. Oh God, that was not good. Not normally, but a lot of things happens. Evening, Billy. Right, so there were. It may surprise many people to note that Christmas was not celebrated as a festival and firstly banned in Scotland around 400 years from the end of the 17th century to the 1950s. We do have Scots people kick about here. I want to know, did they have Santa Claus in the 1940s, in the 1920s, in Scotland did they have a Christmas thing? Because I'm not quite sure I'm believing this shit. The reasons for this dates back to the years of Protestant Reformation, where the straight-laced Kirk proclaimed Christmas as a popish or Catholic feast, and as such needed banning. And I would then question why it didn't get banned in the rest of the Protestant Catholic world. It seems all very a bit strange and dubious to me. And so it was right up until the 1950s that many Scots worked over Christmas, celebrated their winter solstice holiday at New Year, when families and friends would gather for a party and to exchange presents, which came to be known as Hogmanays. There are several traditions and superstitions that should be taken care of before midnight on the 31st of December. These include, but are not limited to, cleaning your house, taking the ashes from your fire. There is also a requirement to clear all your debts before the bells sound at midnight. The underlying message be to clear out the remains of the old year and have a clean break and welcome the young new year on a happy note. I will also say that the Chinese do have a long tradition of wanting all their debts cleared before the new year, and it's said in many places to be bad luck to carry debt from one year into another. Next year, I intend to have that all sorted out. I'm not by half, at least at the most halfway through this year, I'm going to have all my debt sorted, and my intention is to not bring any debt from this year into next year. Immediately after midnight, it is traditional to sing Robert Burns' Auld Lang Syne. Burns published his version of the popular little ditty in 1788, although the tune was in print over 80 years before this. Don't know how you write a song that's already been written, but that's a whole other thing. Should old acquaintance be forgot and never brought to mind? Should old acquaintance be forgot and Auld Lang Syne? For Auld Lang Syne, my dear, for Auld Lang Syne. We'll take a cup of kindness yet for Auld Lang Syne. I did know what Auld Lang Syne translated to, but I can't fucking remember at the minute. It's something in the order of a better time. I'm just checking through the comments to make sure there's nothing I need to deal with. Under the SNP, Hogmanay is gay now. Rory's got a friend who was Major General Mike Randall Webster, was governor of Edinburgh Castle from 2015 to 2019. He's going to be all over all those traditions. Yep. Actually, I would say that this is all definitely paganistic in origins. We were celebrating the New Year and the solstice long before Christianity. Yeah, you want you need to have a talk to DJ resisting the lies about what his mum got him. Right, just checking through. I was going to hunt haggis, but I don't even know where they live. Uh, that's my answer to that one. Right, onward. And the third part of the Hogmanay party, which is continued with equal enthusiasm today, is to welcome friends and strangers with warm hospitality, and of course, a lot of enforced kissing for all. First footing, or the first foot in the house after midnight, is still common across Scotland and Northern Ireland. To ensure good luck for the house, the first food should be a dark-haired male, and he should bring with him symbolic pieces of coal, shortbread, salt, black bun, whatever that is, and a wee dram of whiskey. Uh, this is not, you don't need to be wrong about that whole list. One of any of these would be suffice, and the coal is to signify that the house will be warm all year. The dark-haired male bit is believed to be a throwback to the Viking days, when a big blonde stranger arriving on your doorstep with a big axe meant big trouble and probably not a very happy new year. I can see the point in that now. Firework displays and torchlight processions, now enjoyed throughout many cities in Scotland, are reminders of the ancient pagan parties from those Viking days long ago. The traditional New Year ceremony would involve people dressing up in the hides of cattle and running around the villages whilst being hit by sticks. Doesn't sound much fun. The festivities would also include the lighting of bonfires and tossing of torches. Throughout all the stuff that we've done here about British traditions, bonfires seem to be involved in pretty most all of them. Animal hide wrapped around sticks and ignited produced a smoke that was believed to be very effective in warding off evil spirits. This smoke stick was also known as a Hogmanay. Many of these customs continue today, especially in the older communities of the Highlands and Islands of Scotland. On the Isle of Lewis and the Outer Hebrides, the young men and boys form themselves into opposing bands. The leader of each wears a sheepskin, while another member carries a sack. The bands move through the village from house to house, reciting Gaelic rhymes. The boys are given bannocks, fruit buns, for the sack before moving on to the next house. One of the most spectacular fire ceremonies takes place at Stonehaven, South Aberdeen, and the north-east coast. Giant fireballs are slung around on long metal poles, each requiring many men to carry them as they are paraded up and down the high street. Again, as the origin is believed to be linked with the winter solstice, with the swinging fireballs signifying the power of the sun, purifying the world by consuming evil spirits. For visitors to Scotland, it is worth remembering that January 2nd is also a national holiday in Scotland. This extra day being barely enough time to recover from a week of intense revelry and merrymaking, all of which helps form part of Scotland's cultural legacy of ancient customs and traditions that surround the pagan festival of Hogmanay. This was first published on the 1st of December 2021. So there you go. I'm nipping back to the chat. Yep, Billy Blogs we do. We love a big fire. Oh, Anglo-Saxons in the house. No, Burning Wicker Man, we will get to. That's going to be Feast of Death and Rejuvenation, which is more springtime. Anglo-Saxon, evening, brother. Yes, we've been all over the Scrubs Beach Party in Australia. I'm just checking out about what sharks are in the area. And Linda, could you tell Anglo about the drop bears? Because I don't think he was believing me the other night that they are a thing. Uh, so that's that about Hogmanay. And now I'm going to find a Auld Lang Syne to play, because I think this seems like a good time to play it. Right, here we go. We'll go with this one. Nah. Here we go. Chrome tab.
Should old acquaintance be forgot and never brought to mind? Should old acquaintance be forgot and days of Auld Lang Syne? For Auld Lang Syne, my dear, for Auld Lang Syne, we'll take a cup o' kindness yet for Auld Lang Syne. We twa hae run about the braes and put the gowans fine. We've wandered many's the weary fet since days of Auld Lang Syne. For Auld Lang Syne, my dear, for Auld Lang Syne, we'll take a cup o' kindness yet for Auld Lang Syne. And we twa pedalled in the barn from morning sun till dine. Oh, but seas between us baith hae roared since days of Auld Lang Syne. For Auld Lang Syne, my dear, for Auld Lang Syne, we'll take a cup o' kindness yet for Auld Lang Syne. And there's a hand, my trusty fear, and he's a hand o' thine, and we'll take a record while he walked for Auld Lang Syne. For Auld Lang Syne, my dear, for Auld Lang Syne, we'll take a cup o' kindness yet for Auld Lang Syne. For Auld Lang Syne, my dear, for Auld Lang Syne, we'll take a cup o' kindness yet for Auld Lang Syne.
There we go. There's a nice rendition of Auld Lang Syne. Quite enjoyed that. Uh, Evening, Kate. Who else sneaky then? There's Don Browning. Glad to see you. No, we are not having naughty holder plays. That is not happening. Not on my watch. I think it was somebody else sneaked in, but I didn't see. But have I said hello to you this evening, chum? I'm not sure. Your picture is missing the back tattoo one. No, there's no tattoo on the back. It's a bit of machinery to signify like part man, part machine. Uh, we all said, Mr. Blogs, do not forget to hit that like button. That's something everybody should do. It's free and it helps, apparently, definitely. Uh, and now we're going to go and see a little bit about Andrew Doyle. And this is going to be coming at you from Celtic Calendar. I'm just going to make this a little larger. Yep, that looks about right. I go back to StreamYard and I present this. Screen, Chrome tab. Now, what's this looking like on the screen? I think I could do it being a little larger. So we'll zoom this in a little. There we go. Can everybody see that? Emma G, did you hear that? Oh yes, good. We can see it. We look next to Streaky Dawes, dear Deirdre. Doing the Deirdre rebut's my job, mate. Right. Bit about Andrew Tate. I need to cough. Right. Sorry about that, people. Andrew's Dole was a charitable gift of loaves to the needy, founded by the mayor John Andrew in 1605 and distributed each January the 1st. Land rental of a field named 3 acres was donated to the Andrews Trust, provided the income with which to buy the bread every year. While the custom no longer takes place in this manner, the charity still continues to provide relief to local residents in the form of financial grants, which are now taken by the claimants from in the form of an annual meal. The property is now on the property now built on the field left by Mr. Andrews as part of a local church complex, and the trust still collects the rent payments to pay for the event. At the dinner, there are various toasts, a recital, and the history of the trust, and so Mr. Andrews' memory is still alive and well in Bedford. Thanks to John Andrews' descendants, David Best, and to Nick Pancastis for providing the updates. Oh, there's a link to the real charity. Anyway, this is Bedford Devon, and it happens on New Year's Day. So I was just going through the different things that we have that happen on the New Year, and that's one of them. Uh, I don't know why the welfare is called Dole. I know that in Canada it's called the Pogie. Mayo. Linda Hunter, John Brown could tell me what it's called. Could tell us what it's called in Australia, but pound the dole, pay the toll. Oh, right. Nah. What else was I going to talk about? Oh, needle and thread. Here we go. Another custom that happens on New Year's Day. And we're going to have to zoom this in. Zoom it in again. Right, back to StreamYards. Share screen. That would be the one. Hold on, I just get back to the StreamYards. Sorry, I'm just checking through the comments. No, there's nothing there that I really. Oh, Linda Hunter just addressed that. In Australia, they used to call it Dole, but now it's benefits. So it's been updated. Right. So here we go. Needle and threads. The needle and thread ceremony, Oxfordshire. Oxford University is, of course, a place of rich history and custom. One of the older traditions attaching to the place is a needle and thread ceremony that takes place every New Year's Day at the Gaudy or celebration held at Queen's College. The tradition is that the barrister gives each college fellow a red thread, and a needle with an injunction to take this and be thrifty, supposedly to allow them to mend their academic heights. In these days, in these days of student loans and ever increasing fees, thrift is not a bad path to follow. But the origin of the custom is it seems to be a joke or actually a rebellious visual plum. Queen's, more formally the Queen's College, was founded in 1341 by Robert D. Eaglesfield, chaplain of Queen Philippa. The rebus is that in French, needle is aiguille and thread is fill. Put them together and you get aiguille, an approximation of the founder's name, Eaglesfield. My, how you must have laughed at one of that over the centuries. Yeah, I don't find it funny. But it is a tradition, and we end up talking about it. So there you go. Take that away, and just checking through the comments. No, mate, that does not. Uh, American thread and popcorn is just another version of tinsel. Only it's edible. And don't be trying to eat tinsel, it's not good for you. Popcorn, good. Date, tinsel, not so good. And what else? Needle and thread. Going to do the 12th night. It's the 12th night of Christmas, not the 12th night of July. That's two totally different things. No similarities whatsoever. And this one's going to be coming to you from Countrified. Share screen. 12th night. Sure. That should be up for you all to see. And here we have a nice picture of some joviality and people eating and drinking to excess and all sorts of stuff. All right. Once a time of merriment, when rules were to be subverted, the 12th night has long since lost its sparkle, says Vicky Little, as she digs into the colourful past of the Feast of Fools and finds that some traditions live on. For most of us, the 12th night is the day we tear down the tinsel and wrestle a decorative tree out of the front door. But up until the 19th century, it was a time of feasting and merriment, second in importance only to Christmas Day. Fires were lit in the fields, and revellers would go from door to door, playing practical jokes on their neighbours. Also known as the Feast of Fools, the 12th night marked the end of the festive period and an echoes of the ancient Rome midwinter festival of Saturnalia, in which the social order was reversed. It gave everyone a chance to dispense with the normal conventions. Today, as have festivals such as Shrovetide and Waterson, it has lost its meaning and dissolved into the lackluster end of Christmas. The 12th night celebrations reached their pedigree during the Tudor period, when among the aristocracy and nobility, the day was marked by masks and masquerades and pageants. In 1532, at the court of Henry VIII, 200 dishes were served and temporary kitchens were erected in the garden of Greenwich Palace. Queen Elizabeth I had her own gingerbread maker who created figures for her and her guests. Her grandfather, Henry VII, employed his own Lord of Misrule and an abbot of Unreason to lead the revelry. Presents were exchanged, and right across the social scale, parties and family gatherings took place. At the centre of the festivities was a large domed fruit cake hiding a dried bean and a dried pea, which was given to all the members of the household, including servants. Women were served from the left and men from the right. Whoever found the pea or the bean in their slice was crowned king or queen for the evening, regardless of their social status. Sometimes a clove was also introduced, signifying the role of knave. And in 1666, Samuel Pais admitted in his diary to finding a clove secretly inserted into his neighbour's slice. oak clove and secretly inserting it into his neighbour's slice. What followed was an evening of misrule in which everything was turned upside down, even the gender roles, and where rules had to be obeyed, however ridiculous. Uh, I'm not fully believing this whole gender roles thing. I don't think we had fucking gender roles at the time. I think we have got a bit of rewriting of history being done here. So I'm just in the chat to have a. Ooh, haven't got his diaries for Christmas. Be a good read. Mandalay, good evening. Right, back to this. By the Georgian era, the game had become more elaborate and unique sets of characters were available to purchase from entrepreneurial stations. These could be cut up into small slips and chosen from a hat, which guests have to stay in character until midnight. At one such gathering, Jane Austen is recorded to have entered into the game with more than a little spirit by a family friend, Sir William Heathcote, after selecting the character of Miss Candor, who took people aside and told them exactly what she thought of them. Oh, so Jane Eyre was being a bitch. As the last embers of the Yule log burned in the grate, a special drink, lamb's wool, made from crab apple cider and spices, was drunk, and riotous parlour games such as Snapdragon, which involved snatching raisins out of flaming brandy without burning one's fingers, were played with glee. Robert May, a contemporary of Plies and author of The Accomplished Cook, took the mischief further when he instructed his readers how to make joke pies full of live birds and frogs, poised to escape when the crust was cut, saying, "This never fails to make the lady skip and shriek." I guess that's got something to do with the 420 blackbirds that were apparently allegedly baked into a pie. What do you want 24 blackbirds in a pie for? I do not know. The 12th night was a time for mumming too, where masked actors performed traditional folk plays, and shortly before December 1600, Elizabeth I commissioned Shakespeare to write Twelfth Night. It was first performed in 1602 at the Middle Temple to bring festivities to a close. The play centred on twins Viola and Sebastian, makes use of the general disorder of traditional Twelfth Night celebrations, and features many gender and status reversals. The 18th century heaped confusion over the date of the Twelfth Night. There has always been some uncertainty about it, as depending on whether or not December 25th or 26th is considered to be the first day of Christmas. The 12th night can be January the 5th, the eve of Epiphany, or the 12th day, January the 6th, which marks the coming of Magi. The shift to the Gregorian calendar and the subsequent loss of 11 days complicated matters, as it meant the old Christian day became the 12th night. The old Christmas day became the 12th night. So much so that some celebrate Old 12th Night on January 17th. However, today most regard the 12th night to be the evening of January the 6th and the day in which, according to all superstition, all decorations must be removed. There is a caveat for that removal of your Christmas decorations. If, like me, you've got a cold and you haven't been able to do shit, uh, you can keep your Christmas tree up. Just don't light the fucker. That'll work for you. Just want to check into the chat. Two and 40 blackbirds would have been better. That's a lot of blackbirds. As if I would ever keep it up until March. Nonetheless, this was not always the case. Before the Victorian era, decorations were kept in place until Candlemas Day on February 2nd. Back then, taking them down too early was considered bad luck because many believed the tree spirits lived in the holly and the ivy, which, if released outside prematurely, could adversely affect the harvests. By the 19th century, the Twelfth Night was losing its sparkle, and a rise of the Industrial Revolution meant employees were now keen to have their workforce back in good time after Christmas and the New Year. In 1870, Queen Victoria outlawed the celebrations, which she regarded as rowdy and unchristian, and by 1900 the 12th cake was almost extinct. Gradually, and the decorated treat became the Christmas cake, and the hidden pea and bean transformed into a sixpence in the pudding. Happily, however, not all traditions have been lost. The 18th century actor Robert Bradbury left a £100 legacy to the Theatre Royal, Drury Lane, for a cake in his name to be given to all actors on stage in the 12th night. The Bradbury Cake, as is known, is still made and enjoyed with a glass of punch made to a secret recipe. Another custom that is wassailing orchards to encourage a good harvest, an event currently experiencing a revival in the cider making regions of Somerset. In the past 25 years, a new tradition has started on London's Bankside Bridge with a holy man bedecked in greenery who arrives over the Millennium Bridge to the accompaniment of wassailers and mummers who performed a play for devotees and slightly bewildered tourists. We did all about the mummers, and that's pretty much all of that about the 12th night. I'm going to return to the chat. Glad to hear that, Mannequin. Glad you're on the mend. Right, and I'm going to do another one because this is quite quick, and then we will have our comedy interlude. Yes, it's not a strange sport interlude this week. It's going to be a comedy interlude. And I think you will find it's very, very funny. But we're going to do this because it comes into the thing that we just spoke about. Bradbury Cake. Back to StreamYard. Right. Hide that current comment. Back to the Bradbury Cake. I'm going to give out a little bit of zooming. The Bradbury Cake. One of the original directors of the fund was Mr. Robert Bradbury, who died in 1794. In his will, he left a bequest to provide a 12th night cake and punch to be enjoyed by the company in residence in Drury Lane every year on January the 6th. The fund took over the administration of this fascinating bequest in December 1821, when Bradbury actually transferred the £100 of 3% stock to the names of the trustees of the fund for the purchase of the 12th cake and wine forever. The first Bradbury cake was cut on Tuesday, 6th of January 1795, making the ceremony perhaps the oldest theatrical tradition still observed. On Wednesday evening, the bequest of the Feather and Bradley was carried into effect with all due ceremony in the Green Room at Drury Lane Theatre. A cake prepared by Mr. Birch of Cornhill, who is well known as a man of taste. Sorry, I need to get liquid. Was a feast provided for the occasion. The cake, which no doubt Mr. Birch made con amour, as he is an admirer of the drama and has given tolerable proofs of dramatic ability, was graced with a variety of appropriate decorations. The head of a Shakespeare appeared on the side in several places, and to shew the spirit and loyalty was well mirthed, splendid crown fixed upon the top. There was a suitable quantity of wine and punch, and the performers who attended conducted themselves with proper decorum when they drank to the memory of the donor, whose good humour had supplied them with such a whimsical reason for holding him in friendly recollection. Mr. Moody, in customary suit and solemn black, presided over the whole and did the honours at the table, dividing the cake with the most equitable impartiality. Mr. Sheridan and the other proprietors of the theatre were present, and the whole terminal in unalloyed merriment. The way in which the toast was given was to the skull of the donor, but why we know not, unless it was the imitation of Indians when they celebrated departed heroes. Hold on, there's a couple of pictures. So these are actors and stuff having this cake at different times in the year. So there's that, the Bradbury Cake, and that's what I'm saying about that. Right. And now I'm going to have our comedic interlude. Share screen.
What's the deal? What's going on?
Well, the lady owes me $20. I gave her a $20 and she didn't give me nothing.
Why does she owe you $20?
$20 bill. I gave her a $20 bill.
For what?
For anything. I don't care. Whatever it's for, but she can give me my money back if she ain't gonna do nothing with it.
Okay, were you planning to buy some drugs
yes,
or something?
Was.
What kind of drugs were you wanting to buy?
Rock.
Rock?
Yes, I was.
You gave her $20 to buy?
I gave her $20. She gave me some plaster.
And now you want your $20 back because she didn't supply you with crack cocaine.
Well, if she shouldn't give me nothing, no plaster or nothing, she should have said no.
What's going on?
She come around here a while ago. It used to be some people live right over there that used to sell.
Yeah.
We were sitting out here on the porch in some chairs. So she said, y'all have anything to buy? I said, no, baby, we don't have nothing to sell. So she left one around the corner.
Mm-hmm.
Then she come back 10 minutes later, holler, give me my money back. I said, no, you ain't bought nothing from here. Don't disrespect my child. This is my child.
Mm-hmm.
I don't sell crack. I'm a prostitute.
$20.
$20 bill. I gave her.
What's going on?
What do you make of that? It's our the woman's righteous indignation at this bit here. I'm going to find this back again.
A while ago, there used to be some people live right over there that used to sell.
Yeah.
We were sitting out here on the porch in some chairs. So she said, "Y'all have anything to buy?" I said, "No, baby, we don't have nothing to sell." So she left one around the corner.
Mm-hmm.
Then she come back 10 minutes later, holler, "Give me my money back up." No, you ain't bought nothing from here. Don't disrespect my child. This is my child.
Mm-hmm.
I don't sell crack. I'm a prostitute.
Yes. A total lack of self-awareness from both of them. That is one. There is that. The crack rappers. Sansam's got religious about it. Same direction. Right, so there's that. No. She'll different type of crack she's selling. Crack lives matter. Officer, can you please tell that cracko to get my criminality correct? Right, 1 second. Right, people, I'll tell you what it is. I'm done an hour here. My voice is gone. I have to stop. I shall be back next week with a better, more full stream. But I just can't talk no longer. My throat is totally fucked. And now I'm going to find a bit of music for playing out. And thank you all for sticking with me. What am I going to play for going out? I know. Right, hold on. Here we go. We've got that. I mean, the hope yours is all cleared up, and I hope mine's is cleared up for next week. It's not good, mate. It's really not good. Right, here we go.
I don't like them putting chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frogs gay. Do you understand that? Turn the friggin' frogs gay. Serious crap. Gay. Frogs, friggin' frogs. It's not funny. I'm gonna say it real slow for you. Gay. Frogs. Won't you fight for your life? Gay. Frogs, friggin' frogs. I don't like a frog. Frogs! Friggin' frog crap! Won't you thank the frogs? It's not funny! I'm gonna say it real slow for you. Frogs! Place point.
All right, everybody, thank you very much and good night. I've been 42. You lot in the chat have been fucking amazing as always, and we'll see you next week. Good night. God bless. Goodbye.